so sorry for that long delay. I'm just going to be honest. I was doing some things. I was getting some opinions for somebody. I've been going through a whole thing today about trying to purchase a new PC because I feel like I just need to upgrade, and I've been going through that entire goddamn process. So I did the deed. I got a new PC. I just ordered it like literally a couple of minutes ago, and I definitely going to stress about that with the bank account for a little bit here, but I think it's going to be a well worth purchase because I just feel like I needed an upgrade on the PC. So I made that purchase. That's what it was taking me so long. I was trying to take advantage of some websites with Labor Day sales and all that crap, so I apologize for the very long fucking delay. I did 9:45, turns into a fucking half hour later. Jesus Christ. But I mean, what else do I have to say? What else do I have to say about this Phillies team? You know what's more enjoyable, guys? You know what's more enjoyable? Here, I'll show you if she appears on camera. I am sorry. I am sorry, Shoko. She is not going to appear on camera, probably. She is over here. So she is over here. She is right there. There she is. She's laying in her bed. There she is, doing her good deed. And now she's looking at the camera, thinking about what I'm doing right now. I am sorry, Shoko. You back to bed. Bed. Yeah. Swept in Queens. Swept in Queens. What else is new? What else is new with this Phillies team? You can only laugh, right? You can only laugh. Taiwan Welker on the bump. Do I really blame him? I mean, eh. The Bats, they scored no runs today. They scored no runs today. They went up against McLean. And yeah, not gonna lie, McLean's nasty. McLean's very nasty. But dude in his third major league start goes 8 scoreless innings. Phillies only had 4 hits or 5 hits in tonight's game. 5 hits. They only had 3 chances with runners in scoring position. They laid down and died. What it was. Laid down and die. What was the thing that I asked about them coming into this series? Was to finally have a killer instinct to put down the Mets and take a big stronghold in this division lead. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen whatsoever. He gets swept. Yesterday there was maybe a slight chance of hope when Bader tied the game up with his 2-run shot. But no. Your approach in the 9th inning against Edwin Diaz was complete garbage, and the Mets put up 4 straight hits on Duran to walk off the game. Tonight was just a slow and painful death of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, yes, you could still say, oh yeah, they're in first place, blah, 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 blah. They still have a 4-game lead in the division, blah, 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 blah. Anything could happen this month, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. But, I mean, you could have showed me something this series. And if you want to say that it's, oh, you're just making this series more important than it needs to be because it's against the New York Mets. Yeah, it's your division rival that you've been getting embarrassed by for like the past 4 seasons at this point, let's be real. You can never beat them when you go to their ballpark. And you got completely pantsed by them last year in the NLDS when you had so many opportunities last year during the regular season to put them away to where they wouldn't have made the playoffs whatsoever. You're basically doing the same exact shit again this year. You could put the Mets away. No, you could not. You could not. And this Mets team is not good. The Mets team is not good. Of course, yes, also, I don't think the Phillies are good enough either. I don't think this Mets team is good. They just play the Phillies very good. Because the Mets can easily, in their next stretch, go back to playing the same brand of baseball that they've been playing for the past 2.5 months. And that is very bad. Very bad baseball. But yes, they're also a team that rides very high on emotion. and they can go on a run after this. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Mets completely fall back down to earth after this series. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they ride a high. I still don't think the Mets team is good. But that doesn't give the Phillies an excuse to completely drop down and die. Your top guys. Your top guys in the lineup, seriously, who was the guy that probably showed up the most for you in this series? Was it Harrison fucking Bader in the lineup? Making some defensive plays, and he has some defensive mistakes as well. He literally had the lone big hit in this entire series, which was the game-tying home run yesterday. That was basically it. What else do you have? Bryce Harper in his fucking rivalry pack with his equipment that he was wearing on Monday. Yeah, he had 3 hits yesterday and a couple of RBIs. But what happens when you get in the crunch time? He didn't do anything. Kyle Schwarber, hitless in this entire series. He hasn't had a hit since the series against Seattle, and that's 3 series ago. Hasn't had a home run since then either. That was his last hit, a home run. He has been bad for a little bit here. Trey Turner, not good enough. JT Realmuto, not good enough. Nick Castellanos, nowhere close to good enough. There's very few guys in this lineup that are even doing crap. And the guy that was most productive was Harrison Bader. That was it. Stott wasn't good enough. Bohm wasn't good enough. Kepler's Kepler. Marsh. Ugh. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Your starting pitching wasn't good. Christopher Sanchez shat his pants on Monday. Jesus Luzardo got very up in his emotions. Taijuan Walker, Taijuan Walker's Taijuan Walker, so as much as I've been giving him credit for so long, and I still do give him credit, I don't think he completely, it's Taijuan Walker. He's eventually going to give up some things. That's just what it is. The expectations are so low for him. And granted, he almost went quality start in this, but do I blame Taijuan Walker for everything? No. You guys couldn't hit. It's simple as that. No matter who else is on the mound, you're not going to go well if you're not hitting. That's the problem. It's just bad. So bad. You had 5 hits all day. Ray Turner 1 for 4. Kyle Schwarber 0 for. Bryce 1 for 4. JT 0 for. Bohm 2 for 3. Kepler 1 for 3. Castellanos 0 for. Stott 0 for. Bader 0 for. Pitching wise, Walker 5 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Threw a lot of pitches. Robert, in his first opinion, he was fine. Tanner Banks allowed a home run. Trevino, who they just called up as well, he was fine. I'm just like, what else is there? It just wasn't good. Bottom of the third, the Mets started to break it open. 3-0 lead there on Walker. They scored another run in the 5th. That would be Taijuan Walker's last inning. And your offense just basically did nothing. It's just a joke. And now you're going into a 4-game series at home against the Atlanta Braves. And the Braves do suck. Do I expect the Phillies to do anything in the series? Yeah, they probably will. And that'll bring the optimism back. Like, oh, see, look at what they're doing against the bad team in the Atlanta Braves. Oh, look, they're beating their asses. They're taking advantage of them. Are they really going to beat their asses? Are they really going to? And there's a chance. Is it going to get me pumped up and excited? No. Because I know what this team is when time gets tough. Everything gets tough. When it's time to show up and all that. Yes, I know Bryce Harper has had a lot of great moments for us. But we're talking about Bedlam at the Bank, which was 3 years ago. The stare down on Arcia, which was 2 years ago. Bryce he's had a lot of moments, but it's what have you been doing for me lately type of thing. Schwarber's had some very fun moments for us. I love Schwarber. I love Bryce. It's the what have you been doing for me lately. You guys didn't show up this series. You died. You completely died. That's what it was. Your pitching, and greatly, I think a lot of people underestimated the loss of Zach Wheeler, which I tried not to do. I didn't do that. I was like, oh, maybe maybe Christopher Sanchez can find a way to take, well, not completely replace Zach Wheeler, but, find a way to, okay, this is my mound now. I'm the guy right here. I'm, de facto ace of this team. I'm going to take it and ride. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I apologize now. I'm starting to get congested as I sneezed a couple of times, so I really much do apologize for that. I apologize. Actually, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to blow my nose. I don't want to show you because it'll be fucking disgusting, so I'm going to do this. Goddamn disgusting. Disgusting. Freaking having to blow my nose in the middle of a goddamn stream because I can't stop sneezing. Hopefully that's the end of that. But I got nothing else for you guys. I really don't. The series was so bad. All the yelling is. I see somebody in the chat. I know Mets fans are now starting to eat all of it up with the Alec Bohm thing, with the what he was doing with the mic in center field. We got the Bohm mic right there in the chat. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, I got nothing else for you guys. I really just don't. I am so completely and utterly defeated in all that stuff. It's not even funny. Oh boy, we got Kyle Schwarber talking about letting the Mets back into the NL East race. Let's see what Kyle Schwarber has to fucking say.
I know you got to tip your hat. They played well in this series, but do you almost feel like maybe you guys let them back in this race here?
I don't think that we're focused on that. I think we're focused on ourselves. This is about us in the clubhouse. Us as a team, we got to get back. We got another important series ahead of us. So, if we got to go out and take care of business. And moving forward, we still have another series against these guys, but we're not looking to that. We're looking to the series ahead.
Oh God. It's just, I mean, they're just going to give you the standard player talk. They really just are. They're not going to show you their emotion. That just isn't going to be the fact. It isn't going to be the case. It's just not. It's just not. They're not going to show you anything. So their interviews basically mean nothing. The player interviews mean nothing. It is absolutely just a bunch of hubbubaloo. Whatever fucking people call it. Whatever that phrase is. Hubbubaloo. Whatever it's pronounced. Man. Like, today was crazy. Today was just weird. I barely paid attention to the game because I was working during it. I was doing editing for us because of the weird stuff with the StreamYard, like cloud and local recording, having to wait for that to be like fully activated, and didn't really get to the bulk of it until like halfway towards the Phillies game, or halfway during the Phillies game. I finished it before the game ended. Obviously, it was like right before the game ended. But that basically took a lot of my mind or attention away from the game, which probably was the best thing for my sanity, even though I expected what was going to happen. And I think that was the case right there. And there's also something that was, if any of you were in the Brodes Discord chat, there's something that one person brought up that actually kind of speaks very well to maybe like a really good comparison to this Phillies team. Like a very good comparison to this Phillies team. And it happens to be a team that plays in Philadelphia, still plays in Philadelphia, but like a different era of that specific team. It goes back to the Philadelphia Eagles. They basically are just saying this version of the Philadelphia Phillies or the McNabb era of the Eagles. The McNabb era Eagles, they were always very good. They were always contenders for a Super Bowl, contenders for the NFC, and all that stuff. Got to a lot of NFC championship games, but they were never really able to get over the hurdle. They got to the Super Bowl once and weren't able to get the ultimate goal once they got there. But it was always NFC championship game, NFC championship game, and all that stuff. But what was always the major talk about those Eagles teams? They never really had wide receivers. they had really bad wide receiver play. And then once they finally got a wide receiver in Terrell Owens, they went to the Super Bowl. Sadly, they didn't win that Super Bowl. But once they finally got something that could maybe put them over the top, they finally got to the Super Bowl, got to the big dance. But so many NFC Championship games, so many of those games, and just not getting the ultimate goal done. I kind of think that's a perfect description of this Phillies team. They're the McNabb era. They're the McNabb era Eagles. And that's not a terrible thing to be. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, I could see that as a big comparable there. Teams that are good, but they're not good enough. That's the biggest description of this Phillies team. Like, do I think this Phillies team is a bad baseball team? No. I think they have a lot of flaws that prevent them from being good enough. They're good. They're just not good enough. And a lot of people can throw out, oh, that's just the way baseball is played now. That's the way baseball is. There's not many very elite teams, not very dominant teams, not one team that really separates one from another and all of that. So it's really a coin toss on who could say makes the World Series and all that stuff. And yeah, all of that could definitely be true. But I would like to see a product that I believe in. I would like to see a product that I can say, yes, that is a brand that I can believe that can go out there and win a World Series. That can go out there, compete for a championship, get to a World Series, and maybe hoist one. I just don't see anything with this Phillies team. And I'm stating the obvious here, of course. There's just nothing with the Phillies that I just see that just screams World Series. You had that with Zach Wheeler. He's done for the year. He's not going to be back until next season. Yes, you do have superstar talent. Bryce Harper has not been the same for a little bit here. Kyle Schwarber has had an amazing season, but right now he's also part of the issue. Ray Turner are part of the issue. You have good talents here. You're also very top heavy. Not really supplemented with a lot of depth. Some of those young guys that you did bring up, Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott, all that stuff. Yeah, Stott has a very good glove, but his bat hasn't really amounted to what we expected it to be. Same thing with Bohm. His bat really hasn't amounted to what we expected it to be. A lot of people expected a lot more power in that bat. And the attitude issues keep happening and blah, 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 blah. Brandon Marsh has proved much more nothing that he's a platoon type of guy. He's not an everyday player. Nick Castellanos at this point in his career has become a platoon type of player because that's how bad his season has gone. Max Kepler's not good enough. JT Realmuto, he had a very good stretch for a while here, but right now he's also a part of the issue of offense going cold. Offense going cold at bad times, not, stepping up at the right time when you need him to, in clutch time. I don't know. It's just, and with the way the bullpen's also shaped up too. And I know Duran hasn't been the same, realistically, since he got hit in the foot. Do I think he'll be fine? Yeah. Obviously, I think he'll be fine. It's just with everything else with this team. It's just completely. It's basically it just wears you. It wears on you. It wears on the fan. It just completely tears you down. To where you want to put faith in this team. You want to back this team. You don't want to watch a full season of just like not believing in this team, not hating in this team, just completely being down on the team the entire year. That's what a lot of us have been. Down on the team. Now, granted, this team, yes, still has their optimists and all that stuff. And granted, those people can think the way they want to. I'm not telling people the way they should be thinking. It's your own brain, it's your own mind, it's your own way of going. I'm just a person here spreading what I think is the truth, what I think is fact. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with it. But I think there's a lot of Phillies fans out there that are just completely down on the team, and they have been down on the team for a while. And this series just proves a lot of that stuff, to where it's a big series where you can put down an opponent that is chasing you in the division, that you could probably kick them out of the playoffs, and you just completely fall flat on your face, like you've been doing in playoff series, like you did against the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLDS, as my cat's now getting out of her bed, and she's probably, will you stop? That is inappropriate. Stop stretching your butt out for the camera, my God. inappropriate. I'm sorry, people. Losing to the Diamondbacks in Game 6 and 7 at home. Just losing to that caliber of team that you should have beaten completely. Even losing to this Mets team last year, where you should have beat them. I'm not saying that you should have beat the Astros in 2022. We all knew the Astros were the way better team. But yeah, going up 2-1 in that series, yeah, maybe you should not get no hit and all that crap. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's a crazy thing that we got going on here. Crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Can't hear me. Too low. I think I'm perfectly fine volume. Maybe that's not the case. Is that better? Is that better for you, D-reels? D-rels? Is that better for you? I'm just more of a quiet speaker. And maybe it's also because my mic volume wasn't up all the way. Maybe that could also be the case. I also try not to be too loud when there's people in the house. That could also be the thing. And maybe my lack of loudness is probably just how I feel. I don't feel like screaming. I don't feel like talking loudly about this team. I don't feel like projecting out there. About this Phillies team. It is absolutely insane at the point we're at. Absolutely insane how bad it's gotten. How bad it's gotten. Nothing to do. Realistically, the rest of the way is going to do anything. Nothing they do the rest of the way is going to do anything. For me, it's just not. It's just not. Yeah, they can go on a stretch of winning again. They can easily go on a stretch of losing. Nothing they do is going to change my mind. Not even if they do good in the series at home against the Mets in the next week. It's not going to change my mind. It really just isn't. Because I know if you have to play the Mets again, if you go to that ballpark in Queens, Citi Field, you're going to lose. Because for some reason, you can't beat them in that ballpark. You can't beat them in that ballpark. That's the thing. I don't even think the Mets are that good. I don't think the Mets are that good. And that's not even me being a Phillies fan. I've seen what the Mets have been for like 2.5 months. They've been one of the worst teams in baseball. It's just they play but better against the Phillies. That's what it is. They own the Phillies. They're in the heads of the Phillies. That's what it is. You don't even have to be the better team for that fact. You just play better against them. I don't know how else to describe it. The Mets have been bad for like 2.5 months. Very bad. Their bullpen's been terrible. Their pitching has not been good. Their offense has been very up and down. They've been very bad. Very bad. And this is the team you're getting swept by. Because they're in the back of your head. Because back in 2022, when you blew a 7-1 lead in the 9th inning, ever since then, they've been in your head. Ever since that specific date, they've been in your head. And you haven't been able to get over it ever since. Because every time now this Mets team plays the Phillies, they believe that, nope, any purpose now, we could just beat this team. Because we overcame that. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was like the Phillies against the Dodgers in, those 2008 run and all that crap. All that crap. Every time the Phillies played the Dodgers, the Phillies would beat the Dodgers. Every time, what was it? Who was the closer for the Dodgers? Every time that closer came in for the Dodgers, the Phillies would just always crush him. Was it Braxton or something like that? I forget his name. Rollins' hit in Game 4 of the NLCS that walked it off. Matt Stairs' home run off him. I believe it was Jonathan Braxton or something like that. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. We do have a lot of voicemails here on the Anytime Hotline. We might as well get to those. and then we'll cool off because I just saw Brodes posted his video. So we'll do this. Go to the phone lines. We got Franklin here, and we got 2 calls from Austin. So let's do that. We got Franklin.
Wow. I mean, just wow. We got swept again in New York. Wow. Like, we didn't expect that. Holy shit. That is sad. Honestly, if I'm the fucking players, management, or whoever, just anybody in the organization, I'm listening to fucking sports talk radio on the Phillies because holy shit, the amount of fucking loser energy in this ball club is like at a point where like I can't even crash out anymore. Like, I'm just done with this fucking pathetic ass team. Like, this team needs to just blow it the fuck up. I'm done. Fuck this shit. Go Birds, go Flyers, go Union, go Sixers, even though they suck ass. Goodbye.
I don't even know if I have it in me to say go Sixers. I think the Sixers are more like fuck off than anything in any of the other teams. I think it really just is that. I think it's that. At this point, even though you could say the Phillies are now getting into that territory. Maybe you could say that. Austin. I'm not sure if Austin left 2 calls, I'm assuming. So one was very short and one was very long. So let's see what the first one is.
This is crime. A crime has been committed in New York. That is all I have to say. A crime has been committed, and I am not surprised. Goodbye.
Let's see what the other thing is.
I decided I have something else to say.
Oh, God.
Besides the open homicide investigation that is now being conducted in New York, why would we even re-sign Kyle Schwarber? That might sound like a hot take, and I'm not basing it off of lackluster performance lately. That obviously there's ups and downs. I know that. But if this team as a whole has not been capable of performing when under pressure, they can only seem to do so when they're the underdog. Look at 2022, for example. And then everything after that has just been a cascading failure. So why would it even make sense for us to spend the money to bring Kyle Schwarber back to this team next year when likely the pitching is not going to be what it is this year? And I just don't trust this aging offense to magically get better over the off season unless we have a fire sale where we just get new guys. I don't even know. I don't even know what that strategy would look like, because how do you even shop someone like Alec Boehm who has diva fits about microphones? That's now going to be a Mets meme until the end of time.
Well, Boehm's a free agent.
So I don't even know what to say. I accept. Why would we? And not only that, why would Kyle even want to come back to this team? Why would he want to play in the city? He's not from the area. He wants to go to the Reds, I imagine. I think he said that even when he was younger. So why would he even want to come back to continue being a part of the sinking ship, which is this Phillies organization that was a flash in the pan in 2022, and like I said, someone turned the gas off the stove, and the flame has just slowly been burning out over the last few years. So it's depressing, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So I don't know. Goodbye.
I mean, it's definitely a viable argument. I'm not arguing against it. Definitely, Alec Boehm is a free agent, so you don't have to worry about that. We're talking about tearing it down. You really can't, because you're locked in the Bryce. And I'm not saying trade Bryce. You're locked into Turner. Castellanos, you could probably trade on 1 year left of the contract, but you probably have to eat the salary. You're not trading away Nola. Wheeler's 2 more years left of his contract. Yeah, you're really not. Ranger's a free agent. JT's a free agent. There's even though I still think you should bring JT back because I don't think there's other viable catcher options. I really just don't think there is. I know people want to say Adley Rutschman because he'll be a very hot trade commodity in the offseason. I would not touch Adley Rutschman with a 20-foot pole. I feel like he's vastly overrated. His stats just not what he was projected to be. Yeah, you got to do a lot of soul searching. You would have to. But yeah, it's very impossible to do a lot of that stuff in the offseason. It really just is. But this is the predicament that you put yourselves in. And they're getting the ramifications for it. That's basically it. That's basically it. The revival of the AI jersey this year is the only thing I'm looking forward to in the Sixers season. The court does look nice, though. They did showcase the court for those nights. I might have to go to a Sixers game just for that. I'll definitely get cheap fucking tickets. But just for that, maybe. But that'll do it for tonight, everybody. Once again, I apologize for the late start. Still got over a half an hour here. Got to your calls. Brodes already had this thing uploaded, so I got to go edit that for the rest of the night. And yeah, most likely we'll be back after tomorrow's game against the Braves, even though my mood will probably be the same. It probably will be, regardless of the outcome. So we'll just see where it takes us. Yeah, and I think we'll just leave it at that. Appreciate you guys always for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a thought and your opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like, or don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal, don't pass it up. Yeah, Phillies, they're definitely something. They completely wore me down. I'm just done. It's really just like that. Remember the Drake and Josh episode where Josh just simply said he was done with Drake? That's basically what I feel like. That's what I feel like right now. I'm not mad. Not anything. I'm just done.